why someone would consider taking a soil test, or in this case, a chemical properties test, is if they want to get some type of assessment of what is going on in their soil. This is really important if you're establishing a new garden. If you have an old garden, things aren't quite working out the way you thought they would be, this is a great way to troubleshoot and find out more information about what's going on in your soil. So what and how you garden does determine where you'd want to take a sample. So if you had something like blueberry bushes, those are going to take different type of fertility and nutrient management than something like a tomato garden or brassicas, that kind of thing. And so you would want to manage that type of soil differently. And one of those key things for management is knowing a soil pH. And you really have to take a soil sample in order to get that information, so then you can use that information to change your soil so that it can better grow what it is you're trying to grow, say that blueberry or those tomatoes. You need a couple tools first if you're going to take a proper soil sample. More than likely, homeowners, this is not something you would have lying around. They cost several $100s, and that's a soil probe. Your local lawn and garden store might have them for you to borrow and use. Farmer cooperatives certainly have these. Local farmers would have them. But if you don't have access to something like a soil probe, you can get by with other tools like a common spade or even a bulb planter. So once you've got your tools and you're ready to take the sample, you want to then go to your areas that you're going to manage uniquely. So if it's a vegetable garden, that's your area that you'll be sampling. And so you're going to want to take multiple different samples from that area. You don't want to just trust one number. So take multiple, what we call sub-samples. You compile them into a bucket, you mix them up really, really well, and of that you only take a small handful, maybe a pint or less, and you take that and you send that to a soil lab. So a critical thing along with taking your soil is the depth to which you sample. And the reason that's critical is there's a higher concentration of those nutrients located at the top. And a lot of recommendations from different extension programs, be that Nebraska Extension or some other universities that have extension programs, they calibrate their recommendations based on a certain depth. So after you've sent it to a reputable lab for soil testing, they're going to give you a lot of different types of analysis and reports, and that would be the pH, things like buffer pH, your nitrogen content, your organic matter, phosphorus, on and on and on. A lot of different nutrients that are essential for crop growth, or in this case, your vegetables or your flowers or what have you. The number one thing you're going to want to look at is that pH. And if it's too low or too high, there's things you can do and amend to your soil to remediate that situation, like lime.